There are a lot of figure collectors over here in the Malaysian market, as well as even among figure distributors, figure sellers, store owners. They like to promote this narrative where the Japan version of anime figures are superior in quality and that you should avoid Asia version or distributor version as they call it. Is this even true? Hello and welcome back to the channel. I'm Steven. Today I have a very unique topic about anime figures to discuss with you guys. However, this is a very regional topic. This is something the community over here in Asia, in Malaysia, and perhaps in China too, I guess, like to discuss about. But at the same time, perhaps those of you over in the western side of this planet, the US, the UK, and so on, you might have never even heard of such a thing, which is there are two different versions of anime figures in the market, the Japan version and the Asia version, otherwise known as the distributor version, right? Some people like to call it China version, which is ridiculous and inaccurate, but I will elaborate more in a second. So, to those of you guys from the western side of this planet, US, UK, EU, and so on, where do you get your figures from? Most of the time, Japanese websites, Ami, HLJ, Hobby Search, Good Smile Online Store, or even the likes of Tokyo Otaku Mode, Crunchyroll, and so on. If you do pre-order your figures from these stores, you are getting the Japan version 100%. However, are there actually different versions of genuine figures in the market? I'm not talking about genuine versus bootleg over here, but among all genuine figures, which indeed there are two different versions out there, the Japan version and the Asia version, otherwise known as the distributor version, which in Chinese they call it 代理版. Yeah. Some people like to call it China version, but that is very inaccurate because all genuine figures, almost all, are made in China nowadays anyways. So why would you even call it Japan version and China version when both are made in China, right? And then there's the age-old question of what are their differences? What is the difference between the two? And is the Japan version superior to the Asia version in terms of the quality control of the figure? What I can tell you guys in advance is that this is BS. Yeah, it is bullshit. There is no such thing as one being the superior to the other. But before that, why are there even different versions of the same figure to begin with? This is actually related to the business practice of how you obtain figure stock from the manufacturer, from the factory, all the way to the hands of these collectors, us, right? Us. It has something to do with the distribution channel, how a figure goes from a factory to the hands of a buyer like us, a collector. So depending on how a figure is being distributed, that is the difference between the Japan version and the other version, which is the Asia or distributor version. So it is a bit similar to cameras, right? Which is why I have a DSLR right here on my desk, because I'm using this as a comparison. Okay, so what you guys need to know about cameras in the first place. Among all of the cameras in the market, there are two different versions, the original warranty and the grey import. The original warranty is something that went through an official distributor in your own country who are in charge of the warranty claims, the repairs, as well as all after-sales services. The grey import is basically the same exact product, but it did not go through an official distributor in your country. The camera shop that is selling you this grey import camera, they imported this product directly on their own from the factory over in China or Thailand or anywhere else overseas. So they are able to sell you this product for about 10 to 20% cheaper than the original warranty version. So basically, this grey import and original warranty cameras, they are the same exact thing. It is not like the cheaper grey import version is lesser in quality in any way compared to the original warranty version. But the catch is that there is no original warranty for the grey import camera which you purchased at a lower price. If there's anything wrong with the product, you go back to the camera shop, where the camera shop is in charge of handling any product support or repairs for you. So when it comes to cameras, obviously buying original warranty is the safest way to get all of the after sales product support in case something goes wrong. Now, as we return to the topic of anime figures, I guess you can already draw a very similar comparison to the camera example I've just given you guys, which is exactly the case. The Japan version of an anime figure, they simply went through an official distributor in Japan, while the Asia version or the so-called China version did not. Both figures came from the same exact factory, the same production line. The difference is only the distributor. So why is one superior to the other in terms of the quality control? It makes no sense at all. Not to mention, most figures nowadays, they were made in China anyways. Well, with the exception of a very select few such as Nandroid, Winnie the Pooh, for very obvious reasons. But everything else, they are all made in China in the same production line. There is no such thing as Japan version being superior to the China version or Asia version. So, and then you have this narrative which some people like to talk about is why the Japan version is superior is because after these products arrive in Japan, there is a second round of quality control or quality inspection by Japanese officials in Japan, which once again makes no sense at all because thousands and thousands of figures arrive in Japan daily, and you are telling me these figure companies, they send their officials to their warehouses to open up every single figure, every single box just to check for a few scratches? It makes no sense at all. Usually what they do when it comes to quality control of their products is that Japan, the company, they will have their own officials being placed in a factory, in a manufacturing plant over in China or wherever it is. They are there as QA people, quality assurance, where they will monitor the manufacturing and the quality control on the spot, on the production line itself, instead of opening up every single figure after they have been sealed in their boxes over in Japan. Yeah, so where did this narrative come from where Japan version is superior to the Asia version? I have no idea. And then a couple of extra information for you guys. Yes, if you purchase a Good Smile Company or outer scale figure, there are chances where it might have this shiny sticker at the back or at the bottom of the box which reads H Japan, Hobby Japan. Yes, this sticker isn't a proof of whether your figure is authentic or not. It simply tells you that this figure went through an official distributor, which is Hobby Japan in this case, which makes your figure a Japan version. It only tells you the distributor. It does not tell you whether the figure is genuine or not. If you buy Kotobukiya or Quest scale figures, for example, they do not have any stickers at all. So you can't really say that these stickers tell you whether the figure is genuine or not. It is just an official distributor marking. And then there are some special stickers out there, like all of these Type Moon Fate series figures, FGO, Fate Stay Night, and so on. They have this additional TM sticker on it. That is the official sticker for Type Moon, which does tell you that you are purchasing a genuine Type Moon product. So not all stickers are equal, and you need to see what that sticker actually means and what it tells you. Not every sticker tells you the distributor or the authenticity of a particular figure. And lastly, if you do purchase anime figures from this Chinese e-commerce website called Taobao, some figure sellers, they do have two different versions of the same exact figure in their inventory for you to choose from, which you have guessed by now, Japan version and Asia version. They call the Japan version 日版 and the Asia version as 代理版, which is their terminology for Asia version, but 代理版 actually means distributor version. They are the same thing as the Asia version. The Japanese version tend to be more expensive by about 5 to 10% than the Asia version. So regardless of which one you go for, they are the same thing. They are both genuine figures. So which one should you go for, the Japan version or the Asia version? Of course, if you buy your figures from a Japanese website, you are already getting a Japanese version of an anime figure by default. But for Chinese websites, sometimes you get to choose. However, in my own opinion, if you buy the Japanese version, all you have just done was buying a figure which was manufactured in China, shipped to Japan, and then shipped right back to China. So you paid that extra 5 or 10% of money just for that figure to go on a roundabout shipping from China to Japan and back to China. So that is kind of ridiculous or doesn't make any sense. But at the same time, I can understand that psychology plays a part. So if buying a Japanese version makes you feel a bit happier or more secure or more reassured that you're getting a superior product, then by all means go ahead and buy the Japanese version. But to those of you looking to save a bit of money, be rest assured that you are not wrong by going for the cheaper distributor version. It is fine to buy an Asia version. They are the same thing. I shall emphasize again, both are manufactured in the same factory. And that is all for today's topic of Japan versus Asia version of anime figures. This might be something new to you, or you might have heard it 1,000 times by now. So if you do know something about this topic and you would like to chip in some additional comments, please do not hesitate to drop it in the comments below. I would love to hear it from you guys on this topic. Thank you very much for watching and see you guys again soon. Goodbye.